and welcome back to Disappointment Ranch. I'm super excited for this video because we have a ton of cool stuff to show you. The aluminum frames for our dinette, galley, and shower that Jake has spent months designing are finally here, and we put them all together inside the rig to make sure they fit before they get powder coated. It was awesome.
So we just are in the middle of a winter storm. Second winter is here in Wisconsin, and today is Thursday, and my sheet metal parts are done. So we're driving to the Twin Cities to go pick them up because I can't wait for them to be delivered on one day. I'd like to have a weekend to work on them. So here we are making a slow trip over with the trailer to pick up the parts, make our way back, but can't wait to have our hands on the very first batch of parts. So step one on making this trip was to get the trailer out of the field, and with all the drifting and snow that we have, there's almost 3 feet of snow out there. So it took about 45 minutes with the tractor and the snowblower to go about 300 yards. So I've got a tractor with a cab and an 84-inch snowblower that can cut through drifts about 3 feet high, and it took that long just to make it to the trailer and back out again. So it's quite a struggle. I thought it was going to take 5 minutes, so we're on the road a little bit later than I want to be. Hoping to be back before dark. This is the back of this. Oh, they did a nice job.
Good.
Yeah, line's up. So that gets welded on, and then this goes up against the back wall. That goes on the back wall.
Okay, so that's part of the dinette.
Back wall on the dinette. This
Yep.
goes on the structure of the docks, and then the tub, the part I just put on there,
Yep.
sits on top of this.
Okay.
Here's the main dinette piece.
Yeah.
And then this is the one for the double drawer stack. And this one goes like that.
Is that right?
Not quite.
No.
This is supposed to be the same width as this opening. This one is. See that?
Yep, I see that.
We can still make it work, I'm pretty sure. These are the little front tray parts.
Oh, that's for the bed?
No, front tray for.
Oh, yeah, right.
These are the spacers that go here, and then when we lower the dinette, these come out.
Oh, the shower wall.
Yeah, I think we're missing a bed piece.
Uh-oh.
There could be one more like this that has some
Yeah, you're right.
longer pieces on. That's not, doesn't have the slots.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Wash machine's gonna go right there. Can you believe that? That's pretty
Should be
cool.
awesome. Look at that.
Wow. Yep, we're missing a piece.
Dang it.
All right, just got the gray water. This is the gray water tank. This just came in. I was just curious to see all the nominal dimensions compared with the actual, and it's a little undersized, which is fine. That's good because then it'll fit just a little bit better. So yeah, It's about 3/8 wall thickness. Got these from Trionic Corp. They sell the tanks. They're made in Wisconsin, and it's the same tanks that all the other companies are selling. I think they're the ones that actually manufacture them, and they're quite a bit cheaper. I think the tanks, some of these tanks might have been $100 cheaper. There's a lot of places that resell these tanks is what I think I figured out from shopping online. So if you look online, you're looking for tanks, they ship out of Wisconsin or California. I think the Wisconsin tanks is this company, and they're great to do with. So yeah, I recommend checking them out. So this is a 55-gallon tank we'll be using for fresh water. These are nice and heavy. I think the walls are about 3/8 thick, so it's a little undersized, which is good because there's one scenario for fitting the batteries in front of this tank that's going to be a little extra tight. And since we're going to be using it vertically, I'm glad to see that this is ribbed so that it doesn't bulge out too much. I was going to add a support piece in our sheet metal if necessary. You can order these tanks two ways, one just solid, or they have some standard fittings on the end. I didn't want any of those, so we just got the solid tanks. So our plan is to put, instead of putting fittings on the bottom side, we're gonna have only fittings on the top. It's not really necessary, but it's one of those things that I hate plumbing and things always leak. So if they're on the bottom, I don't want the thing to ever leak. So it's gonna be on the top, and we're gonna pull the drop tube that goes down to the bottom to pull the water up so it'll fill in empty from the top. It's just how I wanted to do it. Same thing with the gray water tank. Nobody wants to have a leaky gray water tank for any reason, so that's the plan. So 55-gallon, and then this one I think is 40 gallons for the gray water tank. Nice. I feel like there's a higher likelihood of me cutting myself while it's on camera. I saw my sister, here's how you cut drywall. My utility knife was super dull, and I sliced my finger open and we had to go to the emergency room, so that wasn't a very good demo. She was not impressed. She's a nurse now, so it's all the more funny. Okay, on to other stuff. All right, we need a 5/32. Guess what?
It's missing.
Of course it is. That's the one drill bit I need, 5/32. It's a tap drill size for a number 10. Dang it. I'm pretty sure I know who did that. Me. Dang it, where did I use that last? Ah. I do not put the, ooh, I found it. No, that's not it. I do not put the tools away. I have a lovely shop manager who's so patient and kind to help keep me organized, which is an impossible task. Not sure I'll even have this in there. Well, I just drilled the first hole and I didn't feel like I hit aluminum behind there, so I'm going to look at the CAD model. I think I was looking at the outer skin. There's a plate there, but not on the inside. Okay, so drilling and tapping these holes in here, the aluminum reinforcement plates that are behind the skin, I thought they were 1/8 inch for some reason, but they're actually more like 80 thousandths. And for a screw, you need a minimum of three threads to have good engagement in with the fastener to do its job. And this is just a little bit thin, so when I tighten it up, they hold, they feel good, but I'm just a little concerned with putting so much load on that. So I think we might go with riv nuts, and I'll get some samples, but it's like a little cool thing that you drill a hole in sheet metal in particular, and then you use a tool to compress it, and it cinches on the sheet metal, and then but it has a much deeper thread. So in other words, you can take something like 80 thousandths aluminum and add a nut to it that might have, instead of 2 threads of engagement, more like 5 or 6 like a regular nut. So I think that's what I'll probably do. So what I have here, I can take out, drill the holes a little bit larger and put those in. It's not a huge deal. Can you pick it up more? Like this instead of reading.
That is exciting. I'm peering in through the window.
Stop talking. Dude.
All right, today we're going to be working on the dinette and galley and putting the sheet metal parts back in. The girls right now are reviewing the footage from yesterday, And I'm just getting out to the shop, getting lights on, getting ready to go, get the Cloudworks fired up for the day. So yeah, you can see our progress from yesterday. Pretty cool. This comes in and goes under. Fasteners. My tape measure. Okay. So here's the things we just did. Dinette and everything is in there. That's the gray water tank that was just put in. And then the whole shower assembly. Oh, we should put the toilet in on the pan too. That'll be cool. So we're gonna put the toilet basin, the toilet. I'm gonna get a battery and put that in front of the water tank just to get an actual width dimension from the back up to the front. See if we have room for that. Because it'd be pretty cool if we can make that layout work. So I think this is pretty awesome. If I slide that up, this is flush, like really nice and flush with that edge. Then the toilet will sit on there. So I'm gonna get a square, and then I'll get the toilet. Okay, moment of truth. Oh man, that is phenomenal. Sweet. Clearance to the side.
Sure.
So I just we'll have to take a look at that. Look at that throne.
You try it out?
Yep. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. I have Epiphany toilet. So right here I can have the door open in the wilderness. Yeah, it's gonna be great. All this room to stretch out.
Oh yeah, lots of room to stretch out.
Yeah, you can recline. Can't do that on a toilet at home very well. Got an elbow rest, so you're in for the long haul. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that.
You shower in there all right?
Yeah, got headroom clearance. The shower head will be right here. There's actually a lot of space.
A lot.
Yeah. Come on, try it out. Settle up.
Like elbows in, but that's okay. So you can have it in any angle, right? So you can have
Exactly. That's the whole point.
So you have most amount of room. Woo.
Yep. Do your feet reach the floor? Have to get you a phone book to stand on to.
I'm shorter than the rest of you.
They call it comfort height.
Yes, it's the comfort height.
You don't want to get stuck on the toilet. Then you can always
So you can
make it off the toilet.
Yes.
That's right.
Which way does the washing machine swing? I suppose it doesn't matter.
We don't know. It's in Korean, remember?
That's right.
Next is the shroud. Okay, I just got this shroud put in place and I just put one screw on the inside. I put one of those, one in on each side. So now I'm going to drop an actuator in. These are at least carriage bolts, so you don't really have to have access to the top.
Ooh.
Look.
Ooh, you got it lifted awesome. Nice. Woo. Oh, and the water tank's in here too.
Yeah, but look at the toilet and the stand. It's
Can I go
perfectly
in?
perpendicular to that.
It's yeah, Dad can take it. Oh, nice to meet you.
my clothes out of the washing machine. Oh yeah, you can feel the angle.
Countertop is extra high, extra deep.
Yes. It's really coming together. Yeah. Which water tank is this?
The gray water.
Yep.
Yeah. You see the other ones in there too.
Yeah. This is a nice size for a shower.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. First beverage in the rig, Fantasy Factory from Madison. Check out that logo. Cat riding a unicorn that has laser eyes, breathing fire with a pistol, or what does he have in his hand?
Yeah, like a golden revolver or something.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, adjustment slot in these brackets for the bed frame. And I forgot to go back and actually measure the bolt that goes through these, and it's a metric size, so yeah, they have to be enlarged. So, got my little Sureline mill. I haven't used this little guy for a while. Set up as a horizontal mill at the moment, but I gotta open up these slots a little bit. It's just a really crude machining setup to open up these slots. 30 thousandths to either side, like very, very crude. This is not a precise setup whatsoever. Fits. So just have about a handful more to do. It's mostly centered. It's decently stiff. I mean, this is worst case scenario because it's just that 190 aluminum right into the bottom. So
Okay.
there's no spreading of the load except for the base pan. All right, all the sheet metal has been put in place to do a test fit, and everything looks really good. The holes are lining up super well, and now is the time to start taking it apart so it can go to welding and then powder coat. Before we do that, just want to do a quick walkthrough on what we have so far. A lot of the work has gone into this dinette section. There's the most going on here with the bed lift, the dinette, the lift table, storage, drawers, etc. So one of the highlights of it is the bed lift. So I'll show you how that works. This is a placeholder because I forgot to order this component, and that's on order now, but it will be aluminum like the rear section. This won't hang down quite as far, and the part that does stick below this edge will have a nice chamfer to it. Again, kind of like these other pieces. So it'd be a bit of a visual transition into this room. So this bed lift goes up to within, I think, 7 inches of the ceiling, so it's enough room for the mattress and the bed to be made and then lifted up there. So I will actuate this down right now. It's pretty much all adjusted. There's a little bit of, it's not all bolted down, so it's not super rigid at the moment, but you can kind of see what it sounds like and how fast it moves. I like how it has a deceleration at the end based on the limit switches. So this does have limit switches on the top and bottom of the end of the stroke, and it's really just like standing desk actuator control. 4 controllers that all sync together so they compare positions, they don't get out of whack. All right, on the dinette, we've got the seat back. These are cutouts for outlets. When the bed drops down, the mattress top will be about in line with this, so that'll be a nice spot to set your phone or something at night. And then the mattress is down here with the pillow. Your head should be right about here by the window, so a nice cool breeze coming across should be about just perfect. This is the lift column. I wanted to try bolting it onto the sheet metal just to see how rigid it was, and it's really not too bad. But I think I am going to reinforce the plate down there just because with the table sticking out a ways, there's a lot of leverage, and if somebody pushes down on it to get off the dinette, it might bend the sheet metal over time. So I'm going to reinforce that from the underside. But overall, it looks pretty good. So the bottom does not have the base plate that came with it. This is steel. I took that off and then had a mounting hole pattern lasered into the sheet metal, so it fit perfectly. Sink goes here. Cooktop is going to be in back. It'll be pretty easy for us to reach, and we'll keep it back out of the way so this can be used for prep work. That shower came together very nicely. All the holes lined up, even with several layers. There's 1, 2, 3, and then the shower pan, 4 pieces kind of all coming together along this line, and it turned out really well. So I was very happy about that. This piece here, once we get this back from powder coat and do the final attachment and placement along this whole line, then I'll order this last piece. I just want to fit well, and there's too much tolerance stacked up across all these beds. Talked about the water tank here, water tank there. The batteries are going to go along the floor. So the next step after this gets sent off to powder coat this week is to design this. So the electronics are going to go right here. All the Victron will go here. The fridge goes here. And then there's going to be an 18-inch desk, kind of like at standing height, or countertop at standing height here with the monitor. So we'll Have more detail about that and do a CAD overview of that as well. The other big news from this week is I got the storage boxes on order. So each storage box is going to be 3 pieces, and then there will be a door as a separate component. So this is probably 3/4 of what's going to go inside. 25% left here. Storage boxes. We're going to do a custom fuel tank, and then storage box on the back for the bikes. So that's kind of the main fabrication that's left. Now that everything's all together, we're going to take all the parts out. Parts come in, parts go out. And there's only a couple of very minor mods to do as they come out, so it should go pretty quickly.
That's all for today. We look forward to seeing you in our next video, where we should hopefully be doing the final install of the aluminum parts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Bye!